Put my headphones on, put my audio up.
Ese silencio.
Silencio.
Yo no confío en los cash.
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Perfect. I hear you perfect too.
I'm trying to open your channel.
Me too. All right. All right.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to refresh this over here.
Got a commercial.
YouTube. Okay, there. Let me look for you now. Okay. Let me see. You see me like my setting over here is good enough for viewing
You are a little too low to the ground,
the
like
way.
it's too low to the table. It's pointing like straight onto your to your
Hold
face.
on. Let me put my headphone on. Where the heck is the hole?
Oh, right there. A little
No,
bit up. The way you had it before was good. Because it was like, look, you could see the scissors and everything. Right there. Oh, perfect. Oh, perfect. That is perfect. Let me switch it to mine real quick while you doing that. Okay. Let me get rid of all of these notifications.
Okay. You hear me?
Um, yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Okay, now I'm on your channel. Like you have the camera on me, right?
Yeah, I have the
Hi,
camera on.
Sasson. Okay.
Oh my god. I got like 1,000 pop-ups and I'm trying to switch. Come on.
It's not switching.
No, it's not that. I every time I go hit the little box, I got a comment pop up. So I'm trying to get that in there.
Let me sacarle este cable
Oh,
de
this right
aquí.
here. I'm getting the wrong notification. All right, clear all. Okay. All right, let's see if I can switch it to mine. There we go. All right, I just switched it to mine.
Okay, I should be able to see you. So I have a good
You
setting
have
over
a
here. You can see
perfect,
everything.
perfect, perfect view
Okay,
from where you are right
awesome.
now.
Okay.
So today we're gonna give people a little bit of time to come in because we was running a little late.
Yeah.
So maybe they think that we're not
Only
gonna
what,
show.
11 minutes?
Yeah, we're a little bit behind. We're just a little bit behind.
A little
Um,
bit, just a little bit.
Let me put all these extra papers over here because I don't think I'm gonna be using none of these extra papers today.
Cara,
Just
me
go like this.
sirve aquí. So you suggest for me to put music paper on top of the envelopes to the long ones, since
If
I
you
cut
have,
it.
if you have it, why not?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I just gotta cut the pieces and put them on it.
yep, yep.
So I should put it. Should I slit that little thing on the corner out, or just so it will be a straight line when I put the paper?
If it helps you to set the paper better so that you cover the whole area, yeah.
Okay. Espérate, Sophie, why you do decide to come to bother me now? Sophia, Sophia, Sophia.
And hello, hello,
Help me.
Arcade Lemonade. Welcome.
Arcade. Oh, hey. Hi, and welcome.
Yes. So, what we're gonna do today, you guys, for everybody that's watching this now, and for whoever's gonna be coming in later on to watch it, we're gonna be doing the covering of the inside of the lap book itself. We're also going to be gluing on some of the elements that we've previously created. Myself as well as Isabel, we've covered up most of our loose pieces, like our envelopes and our little sections and stuff like that. We've already, pretty much covered them up. That's pretty basic, you guys. So we didn't feel the need to have to, more or less show you guys how to glue the paper onto the thing because that's, pretty basic crafting right there.
Mhm.
Um, so we did most of that already. The only thing that we have left to do is some of the other things. I've already gone ahead and painted up my little envelope accordion book that we made last week and the week before. Well, not last week, but in the previous two episodes, I shared how to make this little accordion envelope. So we done did that. I've painted mine. My lap book is gonna be a botanical theme. So this is what the front of it looks like, or one side of it, and then this is what the other side of it looks like. And more or less what I did to achieve this metallic shine and stuff like that is that I use the Deco Art metallic wax, which is the metallic luster. I've watered it down kind of like a watercolor, like a H2O, like a twinkling H2O type of product, if you will. I've gone ahead and pretty much just kind of in a very sketchy kind of way, just added some of the colors. I added some of the lime green, and I've added some of the browns, just to kind of keep it in the botanical, earthy kinds of tones. And I've done some stamping here with some Tim Holtz Distress inks as well as some other inks. So I did that to both, and more or less I kept mine very similar. They're not exactly the same, but they are somewhat similar in style. So I've done that. I've done my envelope covers. Um, we still have left to cover. Well, at least I do. I have to glue my papers inside of my little envelope book, which is another part that we're going to be including into this. I've gone ahead and done. Let's see what else is in here. That's been more or less covered up. Our photo mats. Let's see. I did my two little books. Mostly I did them. I still have to do the other one. And let's see here. What else is here? My photo mats. Well, the base for my photo mats is already done. So that's these right here. These are gonna be done more or less. And I've also gone ahead and did some embossing using an embossing folder on some plastic sheets. And it's just some basic acetate. You can use packaging. I buy these by the pack. These are like the ones that you use for like projectors and printers. So I buy these by the pack. It brings like 50 to 100 or something like that for a pretty good price. And what I do is just pretty much cut it the long ways. So at 4.5. So this is 8.5 by 11. So I cut it at 4.5, more or less roughly. So roughly half you can halve it more or less. It'll fit inside of your die cutting machine or any machine
Hi,
that you have.
Lisa.
Hey Lisa, how are you, darling? So I've gone ahead and done that to create some textured films. These are going to be used with some of the negatives from some of the dies. So we're going to be sharing that with you guys probably in another video when we really start getting heavy into like the embellishing and the decorating and things of that nature. But more or less, this is what we did. Well, this is what I started doing yesterday. I don't know if you guys can pick up the texture on that, but I'll share with you the embossing folders that I use for mine. I'm sure that Isabel will probably be using something different because her theme is different than mine. Um,
Yes.
but let me see if I can grab these embossing folders. So pretty much I embossed this one with the bee. I think that's gonna look super pretty. I think I embossed, yeah, and I embossed these two right here. So I embossed
And they're
this one with the
gorgeous.
other side.
I love those.
I know they're so pretty. These are
So
all from
pretty.
eBay.
Yeah.
They're pretty much about $1 a piece. So these are all from eBay.
eBay or Wish? eBay?
No, I don't use Wish like that because Wish makes you pay for shipping. So you actually end up paying
Yeah.
more for your things.
And eBay is
Um,
free shipping. Yeah.
and eBay, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get free shipping. Like, yeah, they have some that charge you shipping, but most
Not
likely than
much.
not, you can always find one that has it for the same price with no shipping. So I
Yeah.
tend to go to eBay usually. Although Wish has
Yeah.
its deals, but you have to catch those deals when they are deals.
Yes.
So I did three of these. So what I did is I just pretty much used the same stencil on both sides. And I'm trying to see if you guys can kind of see that. It's got that texture. I'm not gonna be staining this. I just want it more or less for the feeling of it, just for whoever ends up receiving this, when they feel that plastic, they're like, ooh, something fancy is happening there.
Yeah.
So it just gives it a little bit, more of a je ne sais quoi. kind of feel to it. So I did that pretty much with acetate. You can use your packaging from your stamps, from stickers that you get from Dollar Tree, any kind of
And where do you
plastic.
get your acetate from?
I
From eBay
eBay
too?
girl, eBay. Everything is.
She's the number one customer.
Oh yes, I am. Definitely, definitely. They'd be like, "Hey, Carmen." The minute I walk in there, the app gets all smiling and stuff. The app be like, "Cheese balls, she's here." So
He bad.
like literally, it throws me little reminders like, "Hey, we haven't seen you in a couple days. What happened? What happened?" So that's pretty much what I did. But again, you can use any kind of plastic that you have from any kind of packaging. You can use that. And we're also gonna be using like the packagings, the little packages, like the little plastics from the packages, like these things. The little we're gonna be using these two in one way or another. At least in one or two places later on. These are gonna be for like pockets and stuff like that. Um, I'm not sure if we'll get time to do one, but if I do, then I'll share one with you guys. If not, then we'll save it to share for the next time. So for right now, what we're gonna do is that, and I'm gonna switch you guys over onto Isabel so she can share with you guys what her papers and what her progress has been so far. And then we'll come back to mine and we'll start sharing the gluing process. Are you ready, Is?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, you have your phone cord. I don't know if that's your headphone or your USB cable is across your screen.
Oh shoot. Hold on. I have put it behind. Ave Maria Purísima.
Hey, Teresa.
Ave Maria Purísima. Hi, Teresa. Okay, so this is what I've done so far with the small envelopes. This is what I've done so far. I stamped them with some, they're like flowers, different kinds, and I put the music paper in it. That's one. And then here's the other, and this is the paper that I use in the outside. If you guys don't remember, I'm using the, it's mostly of flower theme thing. It has a lot of flowers in it, and
Share it
this
a
is
little
the
bit
other,
flat, like share it like if it's like if you're gonna lay it on the table at an angle so we can see it better.
like
There
this.
you go. Perfect.
And this one I stamp butterflies on it, and I
I
put the
love how
music
that one
paper.
came out.
And then this is the back of it. And then I love those butterflies too, the way they came out. I should have put butterflies on here one too. Then
It's all
I
right.
put the I put the music paper inside of this one. I didn't know that I had to that I could put it in the outside too. So I'm doing that now. I put the paper um on my inserts like this one. I use this paper for this one on both sides. And then this one came apart, but Carmen told me I can fix it, and I use this paper for this insert right here. Everything comes from the same pad, which is called Mariska, and the other one is called what are you called? Um, the other one is called Marrakech,
Mark.
Marrakech, something like that. Marrakech. Um, so yeah, that's what I have done. Can't hear Isabel too much.
All right.
You hear me good, Carmen?
Yeah, I hear you good.
Teresa says she can't hear me much.
Well, maybe because I can hear you well on my headset. I don't know.
um, let me see if. Uh, okay, hold on. Let me check something out. Let me see. Can you hear me better now, Teresa?
Yep. Wow. He's crying.
Oh, she's ready.
I told you.
Uh-huh. What about now, Teresa?
You gonna start?
Not really. I don't know why.
That's crazy because earlier you couldn't hear me at all.
She says not really. Hold on. Let me
I don't
see.
know. Let me try. Let me see if it's on my end. Let
What
me check
about
my
now?
settings. Let me check my
I hear
settings
fine.
and see.
She says she hears you fine, but not me.
Check your volume on your thing on your app.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. She says she hears. Okay, I have it low on the computer, then on the thing. Hold on, maybe I lowered it on the microphone. Oops, oops. Hold on. Here we go. Hold on.
All right, let me switch you guys over to me while Teresa works on her thing, on her
Okay.
volume on her side.
Can you see me?
I see your picture, but I don't see
My
you.
picture again. The same thing as earlier. I don't know what happened.
Maybe if you go out and come back in.
Let me do that. Oh no, there.
Oh,
There
there
you
it
go.
goes. How can you guys hear her now?
Isabel can't
Because
hear
I
me,
can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear on my end.
and I hear you too. Isabel has always had a low voice, but it's extra.
Oh no.
What about now? Do you hear me?
You have to yell. She's gonna have to yell today.
No, my voice is a little bit messed up because I've been sick.
Well,
Maybe
she's
that's
been
why.
sick, you guys, so that can be too.
Yeah.
So let's see. So I think I'm gonna start off by gluing down my covers to begin with. And these are the covers that I've decided upon. So we're gonna see how this is gonna all work out. So these are the what I've decided upon. I'm gonna distress edges and stuff like that probably later on. On the last time that we were live, we went ahead and we painted most of our little spines on the front and on the back to just make the transition a little bit easier from the paper to where the spines are at.
Hmm.
And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start gluing the covers in. And I've already chosen my layout.
I'm gluing the music paper on the large envelopes that I didn't do.
Okay.
We're gonna work on these envelopes today because if not, I can do it during the week.
If you want, we
We're
could
gonna.
work on the and we could just work on whatever you have ready. We could leave that for another
Okay.
time because I
Okay. So
haven't finished doing my papers in either.
okay. So let me just glue this piece that I put glue on it, and then I leave the rest
So
for the.
to glue the covers, you want to make sure that you fold your flat back, and you're gonna have a little bit of a lip here. That's you want to have that little bit of a lip there, so that you are not buckling with your folds. So we're gonna
Okay.
fold this back so that we can go ahead and just work straight off of that line so that we can be as close to it as possible.
So you want me to flip it back, like
Yeah.
the
So
spine towards
yeah.
the outside?
So just flip it
Okay.
back. That way you're
Both of
just
them.
working based on that edge right there.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Hi, Deb. How are you, sweetie?
Hi, Deb.
So hopefully my glue will work with me today, you guys. We've been having a love-hate relationship lately, and I've pretty much put it on timeout. So
Oh,
let's see
you're
what
not the only
happens.
one. My glue gun broke. My glue is clogged. I don't know. I'm using another bottle because
It got sick when you did.
being too little.
That's what happened. I said, oh
Okay, what
no,
are you doing right now?
I
I'm
gotta
gonna
do.
lay down the paper right there. What I'm gonna lay down there, just
Yeah, so you're just gonna pretty much start laying down your paper on the back cover. Not the back. This
on the
is
back.
we have the middle, and so on one of the side flaps. Doesn't matter which one of the two you start with. It's pretty much the same. Whichever one
Oh,
you
so it
start with.
doesn't matter which one. You just want me to bend it like
Yeah,
forward and
just
back.
bend it, yeah, so that you're not interfering with your fold lines.
Are you doing the middle part or one of the outside laps?
I'm doing, this is my right, the right side, my right sided lap.
Okay, that's the outside one. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the one you want me to turn.
Let me get
Okay,
a
so that's the
bigger glue.
paper that I have measured already. I just gotta put it
Let
here.
me try to get a bigger glue because otherwise I'm gonna be here 4 a.m. Let me see if this glue stick will do the damn job. Like I said, we've been having a
I'll put
love-hate
it just.
relationship. You love my bottle of glue. Oh, your bottle of glue? Yeah. I messed up
So I'm
giving.
gonna glue this on the edge of
Yeah, you're
the
gonna glue it so that it's
opening.
right on the edge. Don't worry about that flap. Just glue it so that it's right along that edge. That's what you want.
Okay. I just leave the hinges out, right?
Yeah, don't glue it on the hinges.
Okay.
Just gonna lather this baby on over here. And I'm gonna align my paper so that it's right on that edge.
I hope I'm doing it. Anyway, that's paper anyway.
Once I glue this out, I'm gonna switch over to you so we can see what you're doing. I just I said everything fly. I said everything fly. Oh my goodness. Sorry.
Damn, you woke her like quick, like you just left and came back.
Yeah, she went on the MP. She already did number two. She did it twice today, so she shouldn't be that backed up.
6 full times to go for the day.
He said six more
Ah,
times
so
to
now
go.
she grows more.
Yeah.
That's what he was saying yesterday.
Mhm. Yeah. We're trying to avoid her using the house. So we gotta make sure that we, let her know like it's outside.
She'll learn. She's still a baby.
Thanks, Teresa. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. She's not so happy with her result, but I think she's excited about doing it again and giving it one more go before she rules it out completely. Hopefully she won't though. Hopefully she'll really enjoy it. She have fun. My daughter's a trip.
She really had fun. She
Yeah,
really had a lot of fun. Her laugh is like contagious when
yeah.
she laughs.
She's cuckoo for cuckoo puffs, just like her mama. We just have a little different sense of humor. Her sense of humor is a little bit more drier than mine.
And then whatever is oh shoot, hold on. I think that's put it too close.
Yes, definitely with more practice. Um, that'll definitely be the trick right there. Getting her to do it just a little bit more. Now, if your paper is longer,
Uh-huh.
or wider than what
Just
your
trim it.
actual folders, don't worry about that. Leave that alone for now. We'll be
Okay.
able to adjust
I
and
was thinking
trim.
about that just
Yeah,
now.
we'll be able to adjust and trim that later on, but we never know if you actually might want to keep that space there. So I would
Okay.
suggest not to trim those pieces until the end. Because let's say
Okay.
you need somewhere to add, let's say a trim to, and you don't necessarily want to stick it to the paper. You always have that little bit of edge there that you can
Yeah.
go ahead and add a trim, or you can glue something else there. That'll help, come up with the design that you're looking for at the end.
Oh, okay. Okay,
God,
dokie.
glue on my paper, or that's paint. So that one's done. Um,
This is what
did you get yours in?
I put one.
You put
I
one.
don't know if I did it right. The
I'm
way the
about
one
to, I'm
was
about to
set.
switch over to you so we can all see what you're doing.
Let me lay it like
And
this.
the meanwhile, while you guys are looking at Isabel's, I'm gonna go repeating the same thing on the very first cover, on the left cover.
hopefully. It looks similar, but it's not the same.
Are we still on me? Did I not switch to you? There you go.
Or of his of the same one that I put on.
All right, switch to you. It'll pop up in a minute.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll check on the other pad. Maybe it's on the other pad. Oh, shoot. I'm trying to use coordination group better. Hold on, guys. I'm looking for a paper that looks a little bit like the other one that I put on the other side. I'm looking for the other paper. What, Nina? What, Nina? No. Stop. Stop. You scratching me.
You're fighting with Sophie.
Yeah, me está agarrando por los pies. Okay, got it. I found it. Yeah. You know, she don't see me a lot during the week, so she wants my attention at all times when I'm home.
Of course, that's to be expected. All the way.
Yeah. So I don't mind, but she's scratching me. She's
Oh
like,
wait,
pay
this is
attention,
wrong.
lady. So
You're
I'm
not.
on the, okay, this is what I did on one side. I'm sorry. This is what I did on my one side. I put that one right there. Can you see it good, or do I have to push the camera a little bit to the back?
Um,
Right there, right there.
it's yeah, it's good, but we can't. We all we see is desk. We just see a little bit of your project.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. What the heck am I wrong with this?
Hey, Nada. Hey, Leilani.
Hi, lady. Hi, Nada. This side doesn't have to go long or higher. Maybe. Nothing. What about now, Carmen? It looks better.
Yeah, that's way better.
Okay, there you
There
go.
you
Okay,
go.
yeah, that's the paper that I put on my first side, and then I'm gonna use the same one to put on the other side, kind of, you know, letting it match. And I'm not even gonna put it. Um, so yeah, that's what I've done so far on that side. Let me see how much this so what, Sophie? What, Sophie? What, Sophie?
So you got that. So just do the same thing, and again, don't worry about any paper that is excess. We're not gonna worry about that till after we've done all the
Sorry about
covers.
that. I couldn't hear you. I dropped my mic. What happened?
She dropped the mic, ladies and gentlemen. I said go ahead and cover the other flap as well.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
that's what I was gonna do just now.
and I'm
I
gonna
just
go,
measuring it.
yeah, and go ahead and do that. I'm gonna switch on over to my side so that I can do the
Yes,
center part
yes,
now.
yes, yes. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so
Little cat. Stop it. She pulled my mic off my thing off my ear, man.
she's like, you're gonna get off and you're gonna get off now. Did you not hear what I said? Uh,
She literally pulled it out.
hey,
Sorry.
Missy, I'm talking to you. Come on.
Yeah.
What
Pay
are you
attention. Pay
gonna
attention.
do? All right,
You pay
so
attention. Hurt you.
more or less, I've got my flaps covered. This is a little bit short here, but again, you know how these envelopes are, these folders. I keep calling them envelopes. You know how these folders are, and they have like the little tab
Mine's
sections out. That doesn't really matter because once we add the rest of the paper, it'll all kind of come together. And if we have anything that's peeking out when we don't need it, we'll just cut it off. But let's
okay.
not do that now, just in case we do need it later, because we don't really know yet what we're gonna really be using and what we won't be using. As we
Hi,
start gluing
sis.
down some of the elements, then we'll more or less start figuring out what's what. So this is the paper that I'm going to use here in
Man.
the center.
They still saying they can hear me.
Uh,
Thank you, sis. Do you
I
hear
don't,
me
maybe your
good
head,
or
maybe
very
your
loud? I don't
headset.
know. I don't
Maybe
understand.
take off your headset and see if they can hear you.
They can hear me better, right?
Maybe if you take
Okay.
off your headset from there and plug your headset maybe into your phone,
Yeah.
and then
Off. Can you
you
hear me
try
now?
to yes, I can hear you louder now.
Okay, can you guys hear me louder now?
Can you hear us? Can you hear me? Anyway, not us.
Yes, I hear
Okay.
you.
I'm like, can you hear us? Wait a minute, it's just me.
Yeah, I hear you.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so that'll hopefully be it because you sound like boom right now. Like somebody put the bass in you. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and glue this middle section down, and I'm just using a glue stick for this because
Better.
the
Yeah,
other
everybody's saying better.
um,
Thank you guys.
is being a pain in the
Don't need
petition.
that thing anymore.
Yes, we can always count on you guys. Um, so let's see. Just gonna glue this down.
Okay, so I did the other flap. That's done.
And then I'm gonna add
So
this.
I can lay down my middle one, right? If I want to.
Yeah, if you want, you can go ahead and lay down your middle one. Um, just
I'm
be
just making sure
mindful
this
of
is.
your fold lines, okay? Be mindful of where your folds are. Don't cover the folds. You see where it folds, where it bends?
Yes,
Make sure
yes.
that it doesn't go over that because then you're gonna make it.
Yeah, the thing is that my middle piece, I don't know why. Maybe I can put something there
Mm,
because it came out like short.
you can always
Maybe I can put a
if
little
it's
border or
short.
something there
Is
later
it,
on.
is it short on the long ways or the width?
No, sides, the
If it's
width,
short on the sides, then all you can do later on is maybe you can add a washi, you can add a lace.
a
Um,
border.
yeah, you got some kind of a border, so you
Okay,
can fix
okay,
that. You can
okay,
fix that.
awesome. Yeah, it's just it's a very little thing on both sides, but it is smaller. Like kind
And
of,
if
I don't
anything,
know. It's
you can always add more
let
of
me.
the wax
I'm
if
just gonna cut another piece of pretty paper and
because you can
put it
always
there.
add more wax and make it make your width a little bit deeper with the wax. That way, it just center
I'm
the
a
paper.
maniática.
Oh, okay. Me too. So I feel you. I completely understand
I'm
that
really
much
a
because I
maniática.
am the
Like,
same way.
yeah, for real. Oh, what do you think about this paper in there? I'm just.
I'm gonna
What do
switch
you
over.
think about this paper in there, Carmen?
I'm gonna switch over to you. If it
Can
goes
you
with
see
the
it?
rest of, if it goes with the rest of your theme, why not? Which what
It's
paper?
the same paper pad, but this is. Hold on, let me check the little
Yeah,
envelopes.
put your pockets against it, like the little inverted pockets, and
Yeah,
see
it
if it goes
matches
well
with
together.
the paper that I put on the envelopes.
No, I'm
It's
talking
from the
about
same paper collection.
yeah, but look to see if it goes well with your
I'm gonna let this one for that part right there.
can you see me? Look to see if it looks good with
Yes,
the two pockets. So put them in top of it and see if it matches well or if it's gonna clash.
that goes in the back one, right?
Yeah, that's the one you're gonna put in the center, right?
Oh,
That's,
this paper that I showed you, yeah, this is the one that's gonna go in the center. I got just gotta measure it and cut it.
where's your two pockets? The two pockets that are gonna go over
They're
that.
right here. They're right here. I haven't put any paper on them yet.
Oh, you haven't
So
decorated.
I was
Oh,
planning on putting this one because it
oh,
has the blue that I'm gonna use here
that's
to
gonna be
put
too
it on
busy.
the pockets.
That's gonna be too busy, Isabel.
Too busy?
Yeah,
Okay, but find something. Okay, let me check the paper
yeah.
bag. Where did I put? Where did I put it? Where did I
If your
put it?
background is gonna be so like if it's not gonna be the same, because you can make it the same. Like if you have another one of those and you have enough to cut them both out, then you make your pockets the same.
What about if I put this one? Because I have these two cut out for the covers, the back and the front. They have that on the back. I wrote back and front.
So if that's for your covers, leave that for your covers then.
Okay, so just get
You
a
don't have
less busier paper for the middle,
yeah,
for the
something that's
center.
not so either so busy or has bigger patterns so that it's not so looking like little patterns.
Okay, got you. You know, I'm learning. I'm
Yeah, of
learning.
course, girl. That's what we're here for.
Um,
You don't have any.
What about this? What do you think about this one then?
Well, that's pretty.
You like this one?
They're all pretty. It's just a matter of when you put them one on top of the other, how's it gonna look? So put them together and see if you like it. If you like it, then go for it.
Hmm.
Yes, we do. We're all a little neurotic in our own way. I know I have my touches of
You
OCD.
can switch it to yours because I'm looking for paper
All
here. So
right. All right, you guys. So while she's doing her thing over there, I've gone ahead and glued all of my papers on. And yes, mine is gonna be more or less the same pattern, but they're different, even though they're still very similar. Um, so I'm gonna leave the one that has like the image in the bottom, and I'm gonna use this like this. And that's how more or less this is gonna go. So I'm gonna go ahead and distress my edges here. And I don't even know if I should glue these on now, but I mean, we can. What we don't want is for it to interfere with our folding. So we want to be able to fold it this and that way and be able to open it up with ease. These right here, these accordion pockets, um, I think if we agreed, Isabel, we're gonna be gluing these front. We're gonna be gluing these here, so we're gonna make a pocket page. We're gonna be using this flap for that. So this is gonna be here, and we're gonna glue these down, and then you'll be able to more or less pull it up like that, and you can pull it down to see. Well, you know, you'll be able to pull it down to see, and up to see one side and down to see the other, and the same thing will go for this one, and you'll be able to. Well, you know, it'll be all glued in anyway, but that's gonna be for that. Um, let's see. Let me just stretch this and see where we go from here. Deb is on a timeout with the papers. Yeah. Yes, it's really pretty, and it's I'm so sad because it's gone. I gotta make sure I glue this the right way. Oh my god, you guys, I almost did my thing upside down. So it goes this way. Yeah, it's I think you guys because I don't
so
I took the whole
since
hippopotamus.
I'm putting the back and front cover
Yeah,
in gold, can I put that center piece in there gold too?
that should be fine. That should be fine. Maybe you can find maybe like some lace or something that you can kind of break a little bit of the gold up with, but you should be able to
Yeah,
lay.
because I was looking at a pink one. It's a little bit. I'm gonna use this one now. No, I'm not gonna put the gold. I'm gonna leave the gold for the front and the back. Let me just cut these to measure. Is exactly 8 inches.
Like it's okay. Like if your patterns of your papers is a little bit busy, you can go like busy on top of busy, but you just need a buffer. So you need something that is a little bit more plain.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Some of the busyness. That way it look you can see that it's two different situations. So it doesn't look like it's kind of clashing.
No, I got you. I understood what you said. Um, 8 inches.
No worries, darling. It's gonna be
Okay.
beautiful, beautiful. Plus, really, the cake is taken when the embellishments come on. When you start embellishing the baby, that's when the baby gets cute. Yeah,
Yeah, I know the embellishing part is fun.
yeah.
Like when
That's
you're
what
putting
I'm
stuff
looking
on.
forward to when I start really like adding all the different things to this. That's really what I'm looking for. Oh, I don't need to worry about that
That's
stuff.
what I like when I create something like
Mhm.
adding bling and images and all this stuff.
Yes,
And the
the
lace.
most fun part.
Yeah.
That's the
Okay,
good
let
and
me
the bad thing
see.
about using glue sticks. Sometimes the paper doesn't stick all the way through, and it does, and then it dries, and then it's like it unsticks. It's like, what the heck? Okay, so that one's gonna go like up there. I'm thinking I want to add maybe a little bit of embellishing on this. So I'm gonna grab my gold paint, I think. Um, and I'm just gonna kind of give it like a little thing so that I have a solid something or the other happening there. So this is like a blue, so I'm gonna go with that blue there. Um, just to give it a little bit of interest. So it's not so getting lost. So let me go ahead and do that. Let me put this here. My little needle cap. Oh, 5.99 hot buys. Mm.
Oh man, and I'm still on a spending freeze. uh, that's awesome. I know they have beautiful Christmas paper, but I'm not creating anything for Christmas this year, so I'm not really. I like one that they somebody showed that it has an um s- it's some angel page. Oh my goodness,
They have some pretty paper.
so
I like that
pretty.
Santa Claus paper that they came out. But I don't do
I
like
don't have any
seasonal.
Christmas. The only Christmas I had was last year when we did the hop, and it was like I think I got it on a day stash.
I got a few, but I'm not really that fond of them. I'm not like so
Yeah, I don't
in love
have.
with
I
them. I
love
don't know.
getting flowers, butterflies, stuff like that.
They're not really my color scheme. I'm looking for a brush, you guys. That's why I'm kind of like stalling out. I'm looking for a little, oh, there it is. I found it. Just looking for a little brush so that I can add some color and interest to this.
Sorry, guys.
So this is Cosmic Blue,
Scammers, scammers, scammers.
and
Okay, I got the three inside panels. I laid the paper on them already. You said that we can trim it later.
yeah, we'll
So
trim that later because we need to see like what we need and what we don't need. Because sometimes having that little bit of extra paper actually helps us out when it's time to glue things down. So I usually,
okay,
or that's
perfect.
that's just my preference. I don't like to do it just yet. I'm just looking for a paper so that I can kind of do this really quickly on this. And all I'm gonna do is just pretty much just detail that edge.
I hope I'm not too close to that edge right there.
So that's pretty much what I'm gonna do, just to give it a little bit of just to kind of make that edge kind of blue. Now you could do this
Oh,
with
I'm
ink.
so sorry, Lisa.
What
My
happened?
condolences.
Well, I'm sorry, Lisa, too.
Wow, six deaths in 5 months. That's
Wow,
wow.
that's a lot.
That's horrible.
Hang in there, my friend. Hang in there. So I'm gonna do, and then I'm just gonna. I don't want to add washi tape to this, so this is kind of why I'm doing this. And this will help me break up some of that pattern at the same time. Okay. Everybody knows somebody, but why you gotta call me when I'm live? All right, so let's see. Um, let's see. So just gonna do that really quickly, and I'll show you guys what that looks like now once I put it all on top of one another. Again, you can do this with ink. You can actually, glue some trims and stuff like that. I don't like to make because since I'm gonna be adding so much that bulkiness with like the envelopes and this and that. I didn't want to add like trim to this, but you can if you want to. It's completely up to you, your preference. Um, as long as your book will close, you can pretty much add whatever you want. So if you had like pearl trim or you have some other kind of trim, you can definitely use that.
So
I'm not sure, Nada. My schedule right now is like really wonky. That's why I haven't been able to join you ladies, but hopefully soon. I still haven't even been able to add more of the stuff to the book. I have the book exactly as I left it from the last time.
you're gonna be on Thursday, like Carmen? Are you gonna join them?
No, I don't know. I don't think so, to be honest with you. It depends. I have to see what's happening on this side of the fence because everybody is either working or there's just a whole bunch of things happening right now at the same time. So,
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
so I'm trying to get
Deb
myself
said that
into
she
it.
loves the blue that goes with the bird so nicely.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's true. Look at that bird and that blue. Wow.
Mhm. Well, I try to pick a blue that kind of matched the blue that was already on here. Since it has so much green, the blue on the bird and the blue on the stripes was like the least amount of blue on here. So that's usually
Yeah,
like a good rule of thumb.
that's
Try to go,
beautiful.
thank you. Try to go for the color that is least presentable, like that's least visible, not presentable, but least visible, and
Yeah,
work
it
off
looks
of that.
beautiful.
At
So
least
let me
that's what voices in my head say. All right.
let me just.
Do you want me to switch over to you so that they can see what you're doing? You're actually working
No,
on,
I just, well, yeah, if they want to
yeah,
see
because
the
you're
paper
working
that
on
I,
the construction on
that I
that
put in
part.
the center to make the contrast different, like not too
All right.
busy,
You guys, I'm gonna
and
switch
then
it
I can
over so
put.
you guys can see her actually building this thing, putting the paper on it and stuff. Since she's actually doing that part of it now. So let's switch over.
Yeah, so this is the paper that I use so far for the inside. I guess you guys can see it, right? It's my setting on my camera is so bad. Like, ugh. There. Maybe there. Maybe there you can see it better. This is the paper that I use for um the inside covers.
That looks good. I like that
That
background.
looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. So I'm gonna put the paper on the two pockets now because I
Perfect.
didn't have that done. So
Awesome. That way they can see how you do that
I'm
because
gonna
I did
choose the
mine off
paper.
video.
Huh?
I did mine off video, so that's perfect. So they can see how that part of it gets done as well.
Yeah, let me just close this and see what paper I'm putting on this because, like you said, I don't want to
Let
make
me
it
know
too busy. I'm trying to look for some. I had a pretty one, but I think I used it. Uh, it's not on this one.
Remember, you can always create like the Franken paper. Like you can use if you have different parts of other papers left over, you can glue different parts of it, like different
Okay.
strips of it, and make your own pattern
Yeah.
if that works for you. That way, you don't have to always be cutting
Oh.
into a brand new page, and you can just create your own pattern that works well.
Okay. Okay.
I know I have a whole bunch of strips left over, so that's gonna be tags galore later on for sure.
I'm sorry. Let me just cut this in half. So it's gonna be six. Hopefully. Hopefully. Okay. Oh my god, these people. My glue.
Joy says that her internet goes in and out, but thanks for stopping by, and hopefully you'll be able to be in and out either way and be able to join us.
Hi, where's Joyce? Hi, Joyce. Oh my goodness, you got connection. Awesome.
I'm just doing the on my end while she's doing that. I did the tops already, and I'm just continuing on to do some of the sides. I don't
Go
know.
ahead and switch it. I'm
The
just gluing these to the paper, so I have to wait for it to dry a little bit before I cut the paper out
no,
from
it's
it.
all
I'm
right. It's all
gluing it
right.
to the paper
We
that
can
I
keep it on.
chose.
We can keep it on yours for a little while because I'm not. I already did the other part, so I don't have to do the next part yet. I don't think.
Okay.
I don't think I'm gonna do
I'm
the
just
bottom
gluing the
part.
pockets to the paper that I chose, and then after that, I just trim it out, and that's it.
Yeah, because I don't want to go over the pattern that I have of the feathers. I don't think that that'll look good, so I'm just gonna leave that.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave that there. Um, let's see here. I think what I will do is I'm gonna go ahead and add paper to my insides of my pockets because I have the long pockets that I have to add paper to. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Oh, I haven't done that.
We're all over the place, you guys, but don't worry. The
Oh, but at least I saw you,
we're gonna get done.
Joyce. Because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to see you the rest of the week. But you know I love you. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, sis.
I might actually have to cut out some paper. Might have to cut some paper. So if you guys didn't see how we created those pocket shapes, you can check out the first episode one of this whole Lapbook process that we're doing. We did that on the very first video, right, Isabel?
Yes.
So for most of
And
these,
it was on your channel. It's on your channel.
it's on mine. So it's on mine, and it's the very first episode of the DIY Lapbook with Boricuascrafting with honey. I have to add a playlist to this. Once I get off, I have to add the playlist because I do have a playlist for these. Um, where I have your videos and my videos all in one spot, so they can just go from part to part to part, and see the whole creation of it.
I gotta fix this before it dries. I put it too close to the edge.
Yes.
So this is the paper that I chose for my pockets. And you see my face. Why would you see my face?
Oh, that's
I
so
don't want you to
pretty.
see my
Why? You
right. Is it okay that paper? Not too busy.
yeah, that looks good. That looks really, really good.
Okay. I just chose those flowers because since I put plain paper in the covers, so putting something with flowers on it, maybe it might look good.
Hmm. Listen, we Spanish, okay? We can't hide from our patterns. We be loving them patterns. We be
Oh,
loving them patterns and we be
me,
loving them
my flowers, my
flowers. Yeah,
butterflies
we be
is like,
loving them flowers, boy. We be loving
and
them
I got some
patterns and
paper
flowers.
here.
Shoot. So let's see. I don't think I need to add more than the one. I think one is good.
Um, Oneida says that she loved the video of the gesso, but she loved more the mixed media art you did using your gesso and modeling paste.
Thanks, Nada. Oh,
Did
Nada.
you make your gesso, sis?
Yeah, did you get to try out the recipe? Did you try it?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna switch over to me,
I
Isabel.
love you, Joyce.
Um,
Teresa wants to know what is the title of your gesso tutorial video, Carmen.
let's see.
Hi, Jackie.
I'm
Hi,
gonna try to
sis.
find it. I'm gonna put it in the description, in the chat log. Give me a second.
Okay. Um. So now I'm gonna cut these out, and I need my little that I was using today. Okay, got it. Even though I have new glasses, I can't see. I cannot my life. Oh shoot. Hold on. I forgot. I forgot. I forgot.
All right, you guys, it's in there. It's part of my 1, 2, 3, it's like a whole mixed media kind of tutorial, like how to go into like art journaling and stuff like that. And actually, the whole if you go through the beginning to the end of that whole series thing, you're gonna see like all different kinds of just different ways that you can create in your art journal. Different styles with paint, without paint. Just different ways of going about it. Collaging, just different styles, different things.
Yeah, the modeling paste that I use, I got it from your channel. The recipe.
Hmm. It's a good thing for you to be able to do like in a pinch, like if you don't have if you run out of gesso in the middle of a project, or if you want to do some modeling paste, or you want to use some modeling paste on a stencil and you don't have any, but you have like some baby powder and some glue, pinch. In a pinch you could get that paste going and you can finish a project.
She said she looked through all your videos and no luck. She just put it up, Teresa, I think.
Yeah, I put the link up, Teresa. That was a while ago that I did that whole art journaling. It was like a follow me series that I did.
Yeah, that was last year, I think.
Hey, Jackie.
How you doing, Jackie?
So I think this is more or less how this is gonna go. I've already golded out my sides. Um, and this is not gonna be to like add bulky things. This is gonna be for like really simple, just basic tags, nothing that's too bulky. If you want to make your tags bulky, or if you plan on adding bulky things in the back, the first thing that you're gonna need is a wider spine so that you actually have room to overlap it. And number two, you're gonna need to extend your pockets so that they have tabs here that you can kind of fold over and kind of box them in a little bit so that you have more area to add more things in there. I just want them for basic, just basic tags and stuff like that, basic ephemera, nothing too serious. So all I'm gonna do is kind of like how we do a pocket, and I'm just gonna glue the sides down. And this is why I say don't cut it. Like you don't follow the shape of your folder, because the folder itself has like little tabs, indentations here and there. Just follow the shape of your paper. And I'm gonna glue the bottom only because I don't want my tag sliding all the way down. Otherwise, they will slide all the way down since this is gonna be a double pocket in the back. So I'm just gonna do this. And you can add a stream of glue here if you want to have two individual pockets. I don't mind it being open, so I'm gonna leave that like that because you won't be able to have like look into it or anything like that. So I'm okay with that. You won't really be able to see it. It's gonna be kind of tight on there. So you'll be able to slide things in, but you're not gonna really be able to look into it. If you're worried about people being able to see like what's behind it, then cover both sides. I'm not too worried about that part of it. I just want to make sure that it doesn't interfere with my being able to close it. Like this one buckles a little bit right here. This one doesn't buckle there, but it does buckle here. So you want to make sure that you check that out. See, I have a little bit of an edge here. So I'm gonna go ahead and trim that little edge off so it doesn't buckle with my spine. And be really careful that you don't cut your spine when you do that.
Naida says that she liked the way you transformed the lady with the makeover you did on her.
Thank you. That was a while ago. I'll have to go watch that video again to see what I did. Because I remember, but I don't remember all the way through and through. I did so many different parts to that video. That video was like everything in 1, 2, 3s. So like it has a whole bunch of different parts. I try to make it like somewhat easier to follow through. So I try to break it down like into small sections, but I don't 100% recall. I won't lie. I don't 100% recall. Okay, this is straight. Yeah, this is straight as it's gonna be. So, and hopefully this won't buckle anymore. So let's go ahead and give this a close. And you can tell because your spine should be able to fold all the way up. If you feel like it's not folding all the way across, like if you can't do this to it, then flip it this way and trim that edge so that you can fold it all the way close if you need to. You should be able to make this flat if you need to. And I'm gonna go ahead and glue this one in. This one's gonna be flush with the bottom. So the reality is that you really don't even have to cover it all the way to the bottom, but you might as well. Since you're already gonna do the whole thing, you might as well.
This one here. Okay.
Double-sided tape, if your double-sided tape is good. Okay. It's flipping back and forth. How's it going on your end? Is it still flipping back and forth over there?
I already glued the paper. I'm looking for something to distress the edge of the top of the pockets.
Okay.
I'm trying to get some metallic that I had it earlier. And I don't know what the heck I put in it. But it's somewhere. Because I think this one is too dark. Yeah.
You could also use paint. You could use ink. You could go with a marker if you have a nice
Yeah,
marker.
that's what I was looking for, a marker. You know those that have the little bowl inside?
Mm-hmm.
That you shake them and they have the paint in it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I know I
Just
have.
make sure that you leave it out to dry so that it doesn't smear all over your paper. Because
Yeah.
I know those paints sometimes take a little bit of time to dry.
Let me see. I think I have some of the luster thing in rose gold. I think. Hold on. Maybe I do. Yeah, but I only have a few, but I know.
So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that it goes in there.
I have the rose gold somewhere. Here we go. I'll do the rose gold.
See, on this side, I have the same issue. I have overhang. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and trim that overhang off. And then if I have to add more glue, I'll add more glue. Sometimes no matter how much you measure, you still end up, you know, little bits and pieces here. So thank God for scissors.
What should I put there? Yes.
Thank you, darling. I gotta get back into my art journaling. I haven't really art journaled art journal the way, the way I do in a long while. I've just been kind of like all over the place. This dang acrylic pouring got me all messed up. So, so stuck on that right now.
You're doing awesome on that.
Thank you. It's so much fun. Like, oh, I don't know. I'm losing my mind. I literally want to throw everything in there. I'm like, what else can I drag through this paint? This is just so super cool. Okay, so I think I got that. Let me just make sure that I can close my flap over it. And I can. Just a little bit of buckling right around here. And you can kind of tell because you can almost feel it, like wherever it just, you can glide through it and it just feels like, it's a little different right there. You can kind of tell where there's a little bit of overhang. Um, but I don't think I have too much. So hopefully once I kind of smooth it out. And by running your the edge of your blade or your distress tool, whatever you have, you kind of level it off. So that kind of helps out a little bit. You kind of get it all nice and leveled. So that should be, oops, that should be looking, it's coming together already, you guys. Look, it's done. That's it, we finished. Tutorial over. I know. Oh my goodness. This is just so fun. It's so funny. Yes, Deb. It does get a little bit overwhelming. It's like becoming the jack of all trades, but masters at none, and you end up wanting to do a little bit of everything, and then you just kind of get stuck, kind of like how I'm stuttering right now. Like you just get stuck, like you don't know what to say, what to do, how to do it. So the idea with this, which I'm thinking that I'm gonna be trimming a little bit of this edge off. I think this edge is way too long, way too long. So I was gonna decorate them on the inside. I actually don't think I'm gonna because it kind of does match my theme rather well. I think what I might do at some point in time is I might just spray it maybe with some watered down metallic, metallic watercolor. I might just spray it a little bit inside so that it has a little bit of a sheen. But I don't think I need to do anything to it because this one actually does match my theme. Isabel, for you, if your paper, because it's so manila, doesn't match your theme, then you might have to decorate yours on the inside if you want to. That's optional. Or you can do what I'm gonna do. Hey, Raina. You can do what I'm gonna do, which is pretty much just spray it with either some of your misters, maybe some watercolor
Hey,
or something like
Reina.
that, and that will work for you as well. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and trim this down because again, these are gonna go on these inside flaps right here, on these two little tabs that we created, and they're gonna fold inward like this. So it's gonna kind of be like a little gatefold, I guess is what you would call it, and they're gonna open like this.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's gonna be, oops, this is like this, this is like this. Um, like this.
Yeah, those two pieces in
The
one.
wrong
I
side.
like that. You know what? I'm gonna
But it's gonna fold kind of like this. It's gonna be kind of like a little gatefold, and then it's gonna close
put
over like
some on
that.
there.
So that'll look really, really cool. Um, and it'll add a little bit of interaction, make it a little bit interactive with the center. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna go ahead and trim these down a little bit. Now I do know for a fact that both my this trim right here is about a quarter of an inch. Where's my canvas? Oh, I got not my canvas. Where's my? Why am I thinking about canvases? You guys, you see, acrylic pouring all day, every day. We're thinking about canvases when I should be looking for rulers. That's what I wanted to say. Where's my ruler? Um, oh, here's one. Here's one. It's my millimeter centimeter one, but it'll work. So let's see. So yeah, it's about a quarter of an inch, give or take. This one's a little bit more. This one's a little bit more. And it's not that leveled. So I'm gonna try to see if I can level it out. Hopefully my paper trimmer will do the job for me, and then I'm gonna have to do it by hand. And then I'm gonna trim the tabs on the other envelopes as well. Isabel, when you're ready to share, just let me know and I'll switch on over to you, darling.
Yes, I'll let you know. I'm trying to glue the two pockets in the center.
So I'm
When I'm done, I'll let you know.
gonna try to level these edges up, and I just hope I can apply enough pressure.
Okay. Mm, I was supposed to put the other one first.
Yay! Awesome. So I trimmed that down a little bit, so at least get it somewhat leveled. Um, and after this is all glued into place, I'm probably gonna go into with the paint and just cover it all up with the metallic brown, so that both of the seams look like they're part of the same thing. And I might add something there to just kind of bring it all together. Um, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just cut this down because this is a little long for this. I think this is a little long. So I'm gonna trim this down by a little bit. I'm gonna put them both together so I can trim them at the same time and hopefully have them be the same exact length. So I don't have to second guess it. So I'm gonna kind of line them up together like so and put them together on here and pray for me now because this is the piece de la resistance. You don't want to cut it so small. You want to still be able to have yourself a little bit of room to glue. But let's see. Yay! Two birds for one shot. That's what I call it. 2-for-1 special. All right, so I did it. Yay, I did it. Okay, sorry you guys. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, or if it's just me on my end because of my computer. Can you guys hear my bells going off over here? Hopefully not. Um, thank you, thank you. So let's see. So this is gonna kind of go here. I'm gonna put this one here, and this one's gonna go there. And I think for this one, I'm gonna use double-sided tape. But what I'm gonna do now, real quick, I think I'm gonna corner these tabs out. I'm gonna corner them out. So I'm just gonna take the little corners off.
Okay, I think I did good on my pockets.
All right, you guys, let's go on over to Isabel. You can share
I
her
just
part.
need to put a little bit more glue here.
And you're about to be live. Let's see. Is this one? Yeah, it's this one. This one.
So these are my two pockets. I'm gonna put something on them. I'm not gonna leave them like that. But this is the way they came out. I don't know if you can see them. Okay, maybe there.
Lay her a little bit flatter.
I gotta go this way. There, right? This is
Where
one right here.
where are your pockets?
Oh, shoot. There's one right here. I put the same. I used the same paper. Did you?
Oh, okay.
There's one here.
We can't see it.
Oh, dang it. Stupid thing. Oh my god.
Let me see the
Hold
back.
on. Let me fix it. I gotta get that tripod as
Oh,
soon as possible.
my background. This is a Hobby Lobby paper. It's the one that comes in a roll. It's this. I can't show you guys. I'll show you guys when Isabel shares her project.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying to make this thing stay down. My glue's not behaving today.
Girl, they're mutiny. I'm telling you, it's mutiny aboard. My glue stick is not behaving either.
So I guess this part over here, maybe you can see it now. Hold on. Can you see it now right there?
Mm-hmm.
So I have the two pockets here, but I guess I can decorate this part over here to make them look different.
Of course you can.
Okay. So I use the same paper. This is one right here, the first one.
Do you have a piece of paper you could stick in it so that way people can
Yeah,
see how high?
right here. This is one right here, right there,
Okay. So that's one there. Awesome.
and then the other one is up here on the top.
Now slide your folder into the camera so that they can see the top of your thing.
Oh, the pocket.
Yes, this is the top part of your page.
Hold on. Yeah, that's the top pocket right there.
Awesome.
Is it okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yay!
You're doing good, Isabel. You're
Yay!
doing good.
Woo,
Thumbs up for
woo.
Isabel. That's right. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. Yay. Awesome,
Yay!
Toast. Yes. All right. So oh hey Tina. So now
Thank you, Lisa.
I'm gonna switch on over to my side so that I can share the other part. So grab your big envelopes, you know, the big long ones. Have
The
you
long
done these?
ones.
Yeah. They have the
The
same shape of
envelopes.
you know the pockets that we made, they have the same shape of what
Okay,
you're using in
okay.
the
Those
back.
are
So
the ones that are gonna be like the doors.
yeah.
Okay, let me search because I showed them to you earlier.
Yes. So I'm gonna switch on over while you find that and then try to figure out
It's
which
like I have a
paper.
little bit of everything around me. Like, let
Girl,
me
I'm the
find them.
same way right now.
Somewhere here. I know because I showed them to you. So.
Yes. All
Oh,
right.
I know where they are. I found them. I found them.
Woohoo.
Here they are. Okay, what do I do with this? These are the ones that go
These are gonna
here.
be the ones that are gonna go on your inside. Those two little tabs that you have on the inside of your lap
So
book.
I'm just gonna glue those tabs together.
Yeah,
The one tab to that, and then the
yeah,
other tab to the other one.
yeah. So what I did, I don't know if you're gonna need to do the same thing for yours, but I
Uh-huh.
had to trim my tabs down a little bit just to make it a little
To
bit
make it
smaller.
even. I think I'm gonna have to do the same thing. I'm gonna check it out right
And
now.
I did the sides too because one side was like one and a little higher than the other, so I did that on that side too. After I've glued these down, I will come back into this and finish coloring all of this with the brown, just so that it's the same and that it's uniform. And hopefully you won't be able to really see the seam. Hopefully, one can only hope.
Both of them has pockets. I'm missing a pocket.
You're missing one of these.
Oh no, I got it.
I was gonna say you showed it to me earlier.
I was like, what the heck did my pocket go? It's right here.
Um,
So
Tina, a lap
measure
book. Let's see. Let me show Tina my previous lap book so she knows
you
what a
want
lap.
me to glue it and then cut the excess off or what?
No, cut your excess off now. Trim
The
down your tabs.
excess.
Trim down your tabs. Make it a little smaller. This is about a half an inch,
Okay.
give or take. So make it like a half an inch, three-quarter of an
Okay.
inch. Um, this is more or less what a lap book is, Tina. This is one that I created before. I've shared this a couple times on my channel. But it's pretty much something like this. It's kind of like a journal, but it's not a journal. Kind of like a folio, but it's not a folio. It's just a kind of like a hodgepodge of between a flip book, a folio, and and an album. Something mixed in between. So this is pretty much what that is. And pretty much it has like pockets and sections to add like different things into them. And we did this accordion pocket. We did this for the journal that we're working on now, the lap book that we're working on now. Um, So that's pretty much what it is, and it kind of opens up, you know, in three sections. There's different ways of doing it. I have a couple different examples in my channel, but that's more or less what we're working on. We've been working on this. Is what episode 4. So we've done 4 video shares during the process, but that's more or less what it is. It kind of folds onto itself, and then it just has like all these different sections and pockets and just places to add tags and stuff like that. If you search on YouTube my name and the word lap book, you'll get all of the different lap books that I've done so far. So what we're gonna do now is glue this pocket onto this, and like I said, I think I'm gonna use double-sided tape for this And I'll just fill in with glue wherever I need to, but I think I'm gonna double-sided, uh, use a double-sided.
Okay, so I'm gonna glue it. The tab is gonna be facing down or up. The little flap.
Let me
Let
switch
me
on.
see how you have it.
I'm gonna put the little curved C's, the little bra cup. It's gonna face the end,
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
so the little bra
Okay,
cup.
and then glue one in front of the other.
Yeah. So we're gonna do that, and
Okay.
I'm gonna double
I'm
side
just
tape,
measuring, making sure it's not too. Okay, I think I got it. Let me
and I'm
just glue
gonna
it
use
together.
this double sided tape because it's a little bit stronger. My Dollar Tree has yet to receive these, but I did get these in Happy Meal a while back, and I haven't used it because I've been like in fear of wasting it. But for this, because I do want this to be secure, I am gonna go ahead and use it on these because you don't want these things falling off. So I'm just gonna do this to both sides. I'm just thinking, how do I want this? I want it this way. And more or less, since everything is the same length of the book, you just have to kind of level it with the bottom and you'll be fine. So I think what I should do, I'm thinking, I'm just gonna put it on this edge, right on the top, right on the very top. I'm just gonna put it right on the very top of the edge.
Okay. I just have my golden folder here.
You're welcome, darling. So let's see. So I'm just gonna take this tape off at some point in time if it comes off. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and level and kind of bring it in. I want to make sure that this is leveled. Most importantly, I'm gonna try to bring it into right where the seam is, right where the fold is at. And let's bring that in. Everything all right over there, girl?
Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Uh-oh, hold on. Oh, that's excess paper. I was like, why is it shorter?
So now
It's
we
the
have
excess
a
paper.
paper
No, I'm okay.
back and forth like this. We just
Okay.
have to decorate
Now
this
I have
part
to.
and decorate this part, which we can also use a piece of paper. We can use a piece of trim, which I might actually do that. To be honest with you, I might just use a trim piece of paper here and here,
Yeah.
and just have that element like that. So now we're gonna do the other one. So the reality of this kind of lab book, it seems complicated to be honest with you, but it's really not. It's just really a lot of just gluing different sections down. You only really as long as you keep in mind where your spines are and where it folds, that's really like the biggest thing. Everything else you can just glue stuff on top of stuff on top of stuff and they can fold over each other kind of easily. And I think as far as like for me, maybe for others it might be a little different, but for me, like making an album is a little bit more difficult. I've tried, but for some reason I always run into issues when it comes to the spine. My spine for some reason always kind of buckles, or it doesn't it ends up being kind of stiff. So I'm doing something wrong there somewhere. For sure. That's for sure. That's a given. Um, and I've tried to do albums a few times and I just can't get it. So this is why I need somebody that really knows what they're doing with that stuff to really like show me what I'm doing wrong because I know I'm doing something wrong. Leilani, thanks so much for being here. It's okay. It's a long day
Good
tomorrow.
night, Lainey.
No worries, darling. No worries. So yes, um, I've been like completely obsessed with these lap books since like January. Um, so I've learned a little bit, and what I like about these things is that they're so like versatile. You can do them so many different ways, and you can use up scraps. Like it's almost like you can make them out of junk almost. You can make them out of anything. I just need to be able to dominate doing the albums next. That's like my next thing. I spent this year with the Lapbooks. I expect to spend next year working on albums and getting albums down packed. I know the basics of
Awesome.
constructing them, but I mess up somewhere along the line. I don't know. I mess up. So okay. I'm just trying to line these things up. I'm trying to line it up so that it's not, I don't want it to go against my spine. So I want to make sure that where that spine folds, that I'm not, gluing the paper past that. So that should be good. So now we have our first interactive part of this lap book, our first flip elements. Yay! Where are you at, Isabel?
I'm gluing the last part of the bra shape thing.
Okay. So I guess what I'll do is in the meanwhile, just so that I can finish this part of it off, I'm gonna go ahead and get myself some paper that I'm gonna glue here and be able to cover off like some of these little notches that I have here. I didn't have to take the little notches off, but I did just in case. Um, you know, I wasn't gonna really like the way it was gonna look, but I'm gonna cover those up most likely. I was gonna paint it with the brown, but I don't think I want to do that now. I think I just want to cover it up maybe with some paper. So I'm gonna grab one of my pieces that I have of my scraps. So I'm gonna grab something that's like a piece of scrap, and I'm gonna see how big, really how many centimeters. Oh, too big. That's not too bad. I'm gonna mark myself. Um, First of all, what line is it? Okay. Let me get a few of them because I'm gonna need more than one. Um, this is my. Let me see. Let me look through some of these scraps that I have left over. Um,
Thank you.
so many scraps. So many scraps. Um, some of these I don't want to waste because I'm thinking about like um. Oh, I can use some of its own paper. Oh, a little birdie. I don't want to use the little birdie. I want to cut the little birdie up. The little birdie's gonna go somewhere else. Um, I'm gonna. Geez, what do you choose? I don't know what to choose, you guys. Oh my God, this is so bad. What what color is this? It's green. I don't know what strips of paper. I think that that'll look good. So let me see if I can find more like that. Let me see if I can find another piece like that. This is so bad. I just need four. So I think I'm gonna probably use that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna use that instead. So I don't think I don't have no more of this paper right here. That one at least I can probably cut out four strips the same length. Same width, I mean. Yeah, it's like a flip book, Zap, just large. This is literally the full size of a manila folder. So if you make your flip book like with a spine, and what's good about the manila folders is that they already have that pre-scored area. This is part of its own scoring. So you just have to, bypass one of the lines and just give yourself about an inch or a half, between a half an inch to an inch spine. I don't know, things are falling everywhere. So you just kind of have to, just fold that. So it's already pretty much got the shape for you. And then you just overlap two of the sides. So you overlap two of them, and then you have a trifold. And then the rest is just filling it in and decorating it. I'm buffering. Am I buffering, you guys?
Not to me. I see you're fine.
Yeah, I look, it looks fine on my end too. So I'm not sure. But yeah, Deb, it's not as that's what I say. It's not as scary as it looks. If you're using the folders now, if you're gonna go from scratch, then that's a different animal
Oh,
altogether.
your buffering sis? Tina says she's okay there.
Okay.
Yes, you will, Deb. It's not as hard as I thought either. I made one with Nada, and it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, the album scared me a little bit.
I was scared. Yeah, I thought I was gonna really mess up.
I can decorate it and I can do all of those things. What messes me up always is the spine because of those little things, where you have to glue the pages on. I make it too stiff and then it don't want to open. Then it don't want to open on me. And I'm like, oh, I get so frustrated because I did all that work and now I can't open it. So let's see. So let me do it this way. So I know for a fact what I'm actually doing. Grab myself a pencil. Where's my pencil? How's it going on your end, Isabel?
I'm over here gluing.
She's over there gluing.
Gluing.
All right, so
Gluing, gluing, gluing,
I pretty much
gluing.
use the freehand method. Now, this might not be um, all leveled out all the way. I don't really care if it covers the whole thing because I have brown evenly distributed, mostly evenly distributed on that side. So I'm just gonna worry about that right now. Um, I'm just gonna try to get this at least somewhat covered. And let's see. Hopefully it did a good job and it did a straight line. And then I'll be able to just snip, snip on the ends. Um, let's see. Why people always want to talk to me when I'm live streaming? They won't call me
Oh, it's the
all
same over
week
here.
long. They
When
won't
I'm
talk
not
to me
doing
all
anything.
week long. But let Carmen go live. And then all of a
Yep.
sudden, 911. I need to talk to you. 911.
The same problem over here.
I'm like, please, if you're gonna have your emergency, have it Monday to Friday, okay?
Okay, I think I'm done with that part.
All right, so I'm gonna switch over to you while I continue to cut my strips.
To see if I did okay. You can check it out.
Let's see. Let's see.
Because I think this one is like too open. Maybe I can close it a little bit here. I don't know what is too
You can
open in
always
the middle.
trim a little bit here or a little bit there. You can always trim
Yeah, I'm
it.
gonna show you. Hold on. Let me see which way is it. This way. Um, so that's the thing in the middle. You see it?
Oh
I
my
don't know if I did it.
goodness! It's perfect. Does it
Is
close?
it?
Does it your
Yeah.
book close like all the way
Yes.
without pushing itself out?
Yes.
Can you open the flaps all the way?
If I can open them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Okay.
the flaps, these two.
Yeah. Try to see if you can
Yeah.
open them all the way flat.
Is that fine?
Yeah, as long as you're able to open them back and forth and you can lay them flat on
Yeah,
both
they go all
sides.
the way to the back, all the way to the front.
Yay! You did awesome.
Thank
Woo-hoo.
you. Sorry, guys.
All right, so we got these down here. Awesome sauce.
But
So
I want to know why I excuse me. One of them is like why it opens like, and the other one is like tighter. I don't know why.
remember that you messed one up when you was cutting them originally, so you had to fix it.
Yeah,
So that's
but that
probably
can be
why.
fixed, right?
Mete un ruler, like put a stick of ruler in there and glide it back and forth.
Le meta qué?
Un ruler, a ruler, put a ruler in it, glide it back and forth. So just in case there's a little bit
Para
of
que
glue,
abra más, the other one opens more, so the other one can open more.
yeah, to see if maybe there's a little bit of glue stuck in places. Maybe it'll just
Oh
properly.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, it works.
Awesome
Yay!
sauce.
Yeah, I just had to do that exactly. There you go. Yep, got
Yeah,
it.
sometimes that glue, forget about it.
Now it's open.
All right, so I don't know if you have the
It's
same problem
open.
that I do with the little space, from where you closed it. So if you did,
Yeah.
you can go ahead and start measuring out your little strips that you're gonna glue onto that part.
On to where?
I'm gonna switch back to mine because I'm about to do it now.
Yes, please.
All right, so I cut out two strips. I measure. They're gonna be measured differently, so do them individually. Don't just cut out four strips because they're not gonna be the same size. Chances are, if you do the math like me, you're never even. So um, just measure them individually, and now I'm gonna add this little piece of strip right here, so that
Can
I
it be of from the paper that I'm using?
yes. So use any piece of
Okay.
scrap that you have that's long enough to give you the four little strips because they're not really big.
Okay, and those are gonna go on
Yeah,
the edges of the centerpiece.
yeah, these are gonna go right here. Where in this area here where we just glued. So this
Oh,
is just
okay.
to cover up the ugly. Okay, this is just to cover up the ugly. You can use washi tape if you want to. I just don't think washi tape has any durability to it. So I'd rather either glue paper or paint it. Kind of like what I do when I do my
Okay.
books that I always paint the I always paint the spines because I hate dealing with washi tape when it comes to those things. So I did the first one, so this one's gonna go for here. I did one for the front and one for the back. And I'm just using a piece of my scrap to do that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and measure out my second one. And yes, Nada, we do need to do one, girl, because I'm lost in the sauce when it comes to that for sure. um,
And
I'm,
Nada is the best teacher. She's like Carmen. Like when you
I'm
learn,
not
you
that
learn.
great, you guys. I can't measure worth a dime.
No, but watching you do something, I learned the art journaling following you on your thing that you did. That's how I dared to get out there and do it because I was
Yeah.
scared.
I don't know. I feel like I'm like the worst at this whole instructional thing. That's why I really don't do many.
The heck?
And I always say I can show you better than I can tell you. So like yeah, that'll probably be your best bet to just watch me and not listen to anything that I have to say. Just watch.
Don't say that.
I'm serious because I be confusing myself sometimes. I'll be like, what the hell did I just say? And what the hell did I just do? What I did and what I said are two different things. All right, so I got my strips. And again, I can always cut if I need to cut, and adjust if I need to adjust. I'm not gonna do see like these are like one is bigger than the other. I can already see it. Lord have mercy. Even with a ruler, I still don't get it.
You sound like Nada when you said that. Nada's always saying that. Lord have mercy.
Oh man, we're gonna be doing a lot of that then. I've tried Lisa following like all kinds of people's video tutorial. Like I really need somebody that's gonna like I guess do it with me, like how I'm doing with Isabel. Because I've been watching those forever and a day. For this
She
specific
does
one,
has one, Teresa. She has videos creating these projects on her
I
channel.
have I did this Lapbook in a tutorial.
Yeah, it's a few parts, but you do have it.
Yeah, it's a 6-part video, I think. I did one for this one. This one opens up. I mean, it's not the same, but
Hi, Craft Creations.
it's not the same, but it does open up quite large. So if you just kind of see the scope of that right there. So that one kind of opens up quite large.
I like that one a
I
lot, the way
did
that
this
one
one.
goes.
Yeah, this is like a traveler's notebook style. This is like a TM
Mm-hmm.
style. And
That's
it
a
does have
pretty one.
journaling areas and like all of that stuff. I did this one on a 6-part tutorial. And I think I spoke through it. I hope I did. I don't remember. Sometimes I don't talk through my stuff because like I said, I can show you better than I can tell you. So I have that one. I don't know if I have other ones other than the things that I've shared, but I've shared a few of them, but I don't know if I've done other tutorials on which one too.
Teresa, she's gonna attempt to do one. She's gonna go watch
Yay!
a video.
You should. They're super cool. They're super cool, and you can do them in any kinds of ways. Is that Jenny or is it Jenny or Jeannie? I think it's Jenny, if I'm not mistaken.
Who craft the craft
Yeah,
creations?
I remember her by her original name. Jenny Petrol, right? If I'm not mistaken. I know the picture looked familiar as well, heck. I remember seeing that picture for a long time.
Okay, so now I gotta cut my strips of whatever the paper I
Yeah.
choose.
I'm gonna try to get this leveled. I'm gonna
But I
try.
think I'm gonna
I don't care if
use
it's a little off, but um
what paper am I gonna use? This one?
I'm gonna
I
try
think
to get
it's
this leveled as much as I possibly can. If it's a little
oh,
off, I
I
don't
have it backwards.
my biggest thing is that it doesn't interfere with my spine. That's like my biggest fear because once it starts interfering with the spine, it literally
What
throws
is
the
it?
whole book off whack.
What? What's up with you?
Sophie, say hello to everybody.
Yeah, Sophie saying hello. She's like, Mama, get up.
All right, so yeah, I think that this will fit nicely in there. So I'm gonna do the same thing, and I'm just gonna double side tape it and add it in there, and then I'll just snip off. I'll level it all off on the end. Um, I'm just gonna add one strip for now, and then I'll add glue on the sides if I need to. And I'm gonna use this tape because it's a little bit stronger. The other tapes are fine though. If you don't have this red tape, you can use the regular red tape. I mean the regular double-sided tape. Use whatever
So
you
you're
have.
gluing two pieces back to back?
Not back to back. I'm gluing one piece on one side and one on the other.
Oh, okay. I'm just watching. I'm just watching.
Okay, okay.
Try not to mess up over here.
I'm
Oh,
gonna go ahead and do this side right here.
so let me cut my paper. What paper do I want
This
there?
is like what's so crazy about my channel is the fact that I'm so all over the place, you guys. I have so many different passions. I'm like a big bouquet of different flowers. It's like all over the place, all over the place. And I don't really have a set schedule. So I'm gonna line this up. Even though I have a little notch missing out of here, I'm actually gonna bring it all the way down. I'm gonna bring it all the way down. And again, be very mindful of your fold lines. You don't want to go over your fold line. Mainly this one here. This one you don't have to worry too much about because this is not a fold line. This is just where your folder, your little pocket ends. This fold line here is the one you really want to be concerned with. So make sure you don't go over that because that's gonna be what's gonna really mess you up when it comes time to closing this up. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'm gonna check, make sure that I did not interfere with the ability to fold this open, fold this closed, and I have not done that. Woohoo! Success. Now we'll do the back. I'm gonna remove this tape here on this one. I really like this tape. My Dollar Tree needs to get with the program because me ordering this 10 pack of double-sided tape from eBay slash China that literally is enough for one project that's not cutting it. It's not cutting it. Thank you, thank you. We be trying over here, you know. We be trying. Let's see.
So that goes in the middle of the hinge. That space right there.
Yeah.
That's like half inch, I
And the
think.
most important thing is that you're able to flip this back and forth. You need to be able to flip this back and forth. If it interferes with your being able to flip it, then I don't know. You're gonna have to do it over. But hopefully you don't have to. So let's see. Now I'm gonna trim this excess off. Okay, Carmen, let's get a straight line here for once in your life. There we go. Good job, girl. Good job. All right. So that's pretty much done right there. And I'm gonna probably be adding some kind of ruffle here, some kind of trim or something that's not too bulky, not too, not too crazy, but I'm probably gonna be adding something here to kind of kind of overlay over this. Or I probably just add some paint on it, just a little bit of watercolor just to kind of blend it all in, if you will. But not having to paint the whole thing. Just a little bit of shading in some areas. So I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. Get my little piece of tape out. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm okay. I'm cutting the little strips and trying to make sure that they fit in there. Not too tight, not too loose.
What happened, Jeannie? Outline and water what? I think I might have lost you. I mean, you know, Dollar Tree has online, right? But you have to buy in bulk, like 25 at a time or something. Yeah, I know, but sometimes you're gonna be needing 48 of the same thing.
That is true.
So it's like, I wish that they would send me like I should be able to have like a minimum order of like let's say $100 or $50 or $60, and they'll just throw everything in a box for me. Like that would be awesome. If they want a bulk sale, they can do it that way. They shouldn't make me buy 150 of the same damn items. What I'm gonna do with all that? But yeah, the double-sided tape would be awesome to buy in bulk, though. I ain't gonna lie, because like infinite tape, who doesn't need infinite tape? Who can't use infinite tape? Shoot, I can. I
What?
use tape for
What do
everything.
you want? I don't understand you. What? What? Hmm?
See, like I wouldn't mind buying like the dimensionals, like these kinds of stickers. I wouldn't mind buying these like in bulk, as long as the box brings me like 10 different designs. Um, like the ones that look like this, like those like that. They are like the paper dimensional. Those I wouldn't mind because I could use this all day, every day on everything. But you know, some of the stuff is like okay, I don't need that much. One or two papitos, good enough. Is good enough. So let's see. Okay, I'm being very mindful. I'm trying to keep this as straight as possible, being aware of where my fold line is, um, and just tape it down so that it's right above the little crease right there. You'll be able to see the crease. So you'll be able to see where the crease is at. So you shouldn't be going over it unless you really are not paying attention. Then you're gonna go over. But if you pay attention, you won't go over because it's really visible. It kind of is raised up like a little ridge. Where's my piece
What
of
show, Jackie? Oh, what show are you waiting for? TV?
uh the foam mounting tape is good though. The foam mounting tape, that's a good buy. Some of them are really good. I bought this foam mounting tape once from like I was like really desperate and I needed it really bad for a project and I so regret it because I bought it in the dank pharmacy and like I don't know where the heck these things is coming from because the sure as heck was not made in America. That's for sure. When I stuck the thing on, it was like all foam, and it had like the worst little bit of sticky on it. Like it was just a roll of foam with like barely any sticky on it. And when I put the thing on, the thing said bloop and fell right off. I was so mad. I was like, dang it, now I gotta do it all over again. So frustrating. So frustrating. So, let's see. All right, so that's pretty much there. And again, it doesn't matter if it goes over this here. Because the most important thing is that it flips back and forth. Um, that's the most important thing. The reason why we had this space here is because we needed to create that little ledge to be able to glue it on to something. Otherwise, that wouldn't have been a problem. So I'm gonna go ahead and trim this little bit of excess off as well. And actually, you could even get fancier than what I just did, and you could have really created a nice strip. Like let's say you have one of those little border punches that has like a nice you know design on it, and you can just border punch and make a nice little piece here and just glue it that it comes all the way up into the pocket itself, and you could even create an extra pocket. So we might even get fancier with this. Maybe not with that per se, but we might even add another layer of pockets here. Depends on how we feel and how it goes. Um, for right now, I'm kind of okay with this. It does the job. It goes back and forth. Nothing is getting in the way of anything. So that's working well. So far, so
I
good.
got the two of them already. I don't know where do I put
Okay,
the other ones? Okay, I know where I put the other ones now. Okay,
I'm switching on
I
to
just gotta cut them off.
what she's got going on her side.
Here is little okay. So Carmen, this is what I got so far inside the. There, I put the strips of paper in here,
Mhm.
right? Right in there.
Yes. No.
Huh?
No, Isabel. Hold on. It's supposed to be on the tab where you glued your pockets. Where did you glue your pockets to?
Here?
How did you
What
do
did I do wrong?
that? I
I thought
can't.
we were supposed to put some in here and then put
I mean, that's fine. You did it there.
some here.
You decorated that part of it. That's good.
I have to
Um,
put some here, right?
Look, this is what I'm gonna switch over so I can show you what I did.
Yes, please.
I see
Cause
that you have a little ledge, so when I switch back to you, I want you to see what that little what's that little ledge about that you got right there. Okay, let me close this. Okay, please, not right now. Hold on, hold on. Here on.
ooh,
I'm trying to press this button and this thing keeps,
it's not letting you switch.
it keeps throwing me notifications. All right. What I did is that I grabbed this ledge here, right? So I have this ledge. As you know, we had two ledges. We had the back and we had the front one. So I grabbed
Okay.
my envelope, not my envelope, my pocket, and I glued it to this ledge. So I put this part here on top of this ledge here, but on the front. And then I
Yeah.
grabbed a strip of paper on the ledge. This is the spine right here. This is the spine. This is this right here. This is this part right here,
Okay.
but on the inside. So what I did is that those pieces of paper that I stripped that I
They go.
they go here. But if you don't need to use it because it doesn't seem like yours need it, then you're fine. Then you don't need to worry about it. That's just me because I needed it because my
You
joints
got a
were
space.
exposed. Yeah, my
No,
joint.
mine doesn't have a like. I don't see no.
So I'm gonna switch over to you so you can like show me a close up of what yours is looking like so that people can see.
Okay.
'Cause maybe that's a different way of doing it. That's an alternate way. So there's no wrong ways. As
Mm,
long as it works and it opens and it closes and it flips back, you're good. That's really what matters here.
okay. So
Let's see.
that's what I did. You glue it the way you told me to glue it over here, and this is when it opens, and this is when it closes.
And your
And
spines are
then
gonna look really pretty because you decorated them. So what did you glue? Do you have an extra tab left over? Let me see where your tabs are.
I have the mats. That's what I have.
So you have that one and you have another one?
Two mats. Another what? Another pocket?
No, you have two little hinges, right?
Yes, I have one is here, and the other one is here.
So what did you glue your pocket to?
To that, but in the inside.
Oh, so you glued it so that it's facing inward. Okay. Let's see. Could you glue it onto that? If you was to glue that, I don't want you to mess it up. But if you was
Uh,
to glue that down, like that tab down onto the pocket, would it still be able to open and close for you, or would that stop it from opening and closing? Because I don't
hold
want to
on.
mess it up. You can always glue something else in that hinge there, so that's not an issue.
Let me see. I think you'll be okay.
It'll still be able to open and close.
It looks like it. Yeah.
All right, so glue that back down. And what you're gonna have to do,
Okay.
you're gonna have to cut another strip of paper or something to cover that.
Okay, so I'm gonna have only one flap left.
Yeah, you should have only one flap left. Yes.
Okay.
I should
Okay.
have explained that better. My fault.
No, that's fine. So okay, I'll glue that now. Oh, I'm just gonna hit it with this bone folder. So make sure it goes flat, flat,
Yes,
flat, flat,
yes.
flat.
Play with it a little bit, like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
So we'll stay with you until you do that part. That way, everybody can see you working through that. They can see you troubleshoot the issue. See, we don't just show you the pro. We don't just show you the process. You gotta troubleshoot.
This is my first time, guys.
Yes, it's okay. Listen, I've been through many of those, so don't worry. I've glued half of my paper one direction and the other half the other direction. So like it happens. Don't worry about it. And that's a bummer right there, because then you really have to like start over, and you just wasted all that paper.
Okay, let me test it. Yeah, I don't think I have a problem. I just have to hold it down for a little bit so it could.
Do
Um,
you have any double-sided tape?
yes, I'm gonna use that
So use some double-sided
right
tape and
here.
then add glue to it also. That way you have the double-sided tape holding it while the glue dries it.
Okay.
And yes, Isabel, you're doing great.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, you guys, when you go through these little situations, like don't
Tanya's here.
get frustrated and stuff. No, I don't think so.
Oh, Tiana.
Yes.
Oh, hi, Tiana.
It's really easy to get frustrated and be like, oh my God. But like, don't. Just look at it for a second and try to figure out a way to.
No, I kind of laugh at it because
Yes,
it's my first time. So
exactly. And this is gonna happen. You have to expect it. But you'll
I
get
don't
better.
think I'm doing that bad.
You're doing great. Bad what? You're doing
Thank you.
awesome. You've done it awesome so far. Listen, at least you glued the pockets on the inside instead of on the outside of the book.
That would have been a big boo boo.
I would have been like, all right, you guys, we're gonna have to rechange the strategy.
A restart, a restart.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do something over. We're gonna call this the reversible. Let's work on the back.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Opening.
So I think once we do this part, then we're gonna be good to go for this part of the tutorial. What do you think, Isabel? Because we're gonna
Yeah,
work
and then I'll try to cover some of the stuff that you did cover already. I just try to get to them during the week
on.
if I can, and then Saturday I'll be more like,
And then next week,
more
um,
pair with you
yes,
because I seen some of the stuff that you already did, so I think I'll be more prepared, like closer to where you are. Because the last that we're gonna glue is the front covers, right? That's gonna be at the end of it.
yeah, the front covers and the back pocket, like the pocket that goes on the outside of the lapbook, those
Yes.
are at the very end. Um,
Yeah.
on this part here, what we're gonna do, the next video that we're gonna do is gonna be working on the booklets,
Okay.
decorating the booklets, inserting
Okay.
the booklets and putting the booklets where they go. We're also gonna work on hidden pockets and starting to create some of our hidden pockets that we're gonna be adding into this lap book. Um,
Okay.
and we'll start working on like the embossed plastics and using some of the embossed plastics and things like that to decorate envelopes and just we'll start getting ready for like embellishing and all those other things that are gonna follow up.
Okay. Cool. I'm just trying to glue this down. I hope it stays. I have some clips that I use for this thing. I don't know where I put them at.
Everybody's saying that you're doing great as well.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes, Deb, it is. I'm gonna be doing well the announcement for the participants is gonna happen on Isabel's channel.
Yes.
So we're gonna go over the list of everybody that signed up. We're gonna verify subscription statuses to our channels and things of that nature.
Yes.
We're gonna do a little bit of research on the people that are gonna be, participating, so on and so forth. And then Isabel's gonna go ahead and do the list announcement of everybody that's gonna be in. And then
Thank you, Lisa.
once we get that
Thank you, Sazón, my friend.
kind of
Está
um
calladito Sazón hoy.
yeah, the back and forth.
So I think I got one side ready. Let me just test it to see if it closes. Oh yes, it works, Carmen. It
Yay!
closes and opens. I just gotta make a little bit more pressure on it to make sure it's glued down completely.
Just
But
keep
yes,
passing that bone
it
folder
does
back and
not get
forth.
stuck. So
Yay!
that wasn't such a bad boo boo.
No, that's why I said, I was like, when you showed me, and I said, what the heck is that hanging out of it? I was like, what the heck?
Then you learn a new style of a boo
Yeah.
boo.
I was like, okay, let's see how we can fix this situation so that she can,
It works. It works.
yay! So good job, good job. Um,
Thank you.
so
As long as we don't have to what? Oh no, we're not.
uh,
We're not Deb. We're
this
not.
these kinds of books, they take a little bit of time. They take, this is kind of like something that you do, here and there, here and there, here and there.
You heard what you read what Deb wrote down. As long as we don't have to do a lap book on
Yeah,
the
no
app.
laptop, no laptop. The projects that we have in store are gonna be like really fun to do. Hopefully,
Yeah.
everybody's gonna be able to enjoy it. And we
Yes.
have
Yes.
we
Yes.
have at least one nutcracker in there, but nothing too major. I don't think you guys are gonna be,
No, I think it's a really easy one.
and I think that you guys are gonna be able to,
Yes.
really a lot of
Accomplish.
fun.
Yep.
Definitely something that's a little bit more hands on, but it should be a lot of fun to do. Um,
Okay,
so
so I haven't glued the other one, but I'm gonna show you the way it flaps after I did what you told me to do.
mhm.
So it closes fine and it opens fine.
Yay!
So I just did what you told me. And then I have the other one ready with the double sided, but I'm waiting for this one to glue. So I know what I gotta do on the other side. I'll do the same thing. And
Well,
then
the
I
other
just put the
side,
strip of paper.
your other side doesn't need it. Just that one side where you glued that part up.
I did it on both.
No, because the other side doesn't have the way that you glued your pocket onto it. Your other side is flush with the book. You only need the one strip to cover where you just glued it now. You don't need
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't need two strips for both sides. I mean, if you want to add it, that's up to you. But you don't need it if you.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Hmm.
Okay, so I just gotta add a strip of paper right there where I just glued that down.
Yes, to cover
And
that
I
up,
should be okay.
you good to go,
Okay.
darling.
Got it.
Yes. All right. So I'm gonna switch myself back.
Yes.
All right, you guys. So today, what we covered is we covered our lap books. We covered the front and the back of the inside covers. We went ahead and added our first elements, our flipping elements to this. We've added our pockets. On the next one, we're going to be working on these decorating and adding these little books that we made. These are envelope books that we created. I still have to, put my papers inside of them and cover them and decorate them. So I'm gonna be
Yeah, I
doing
have to
that.
finish mine too.
We're gonna be doing that off camera because it's just pretty much adding your paper in there, gluing it in. And we'll be decorating this with you guys. At least I'll be decorating most of it with you guys. I might do one off and then do one on so you guys see how I do it. Um,
Awesome.
and what else are we gonna do? Okay. We have these that we created on the first one. This little insert here is gonna go in this tab right here. So we're gonna be adding this part of it as well. From what we were talking, I think that what we're
Yeah.
thinking to do is to add these books, these envelope books inside of these that are gonna be here. So we have it kind of like so. So we have like a little journaling slash pocket space. So that's gonna go on the inside of this like this. So we're gonna work on that, and we're gonna work on our embossed plastics, which Isabel's gonna be embossing some plastics as well. So this is more or less, you guys can see that it's like all
Thank you,
textured.
Tina.
These are all embossed plastics. So we're gonna be doing some things with these embossed plastics. Ooh, you can see a shadow.
Love
Oh,
you,
how
sis. Bye. Good night.
So definitely we're gonna be working on that. So be on the lookout for next
Thank
Sunday.
you,
It'll
sis.
be on Isabel's channel. So make sure that you're subscribed to her channel if you're not subscribed. Be on the lookout for the video. She'll be putting it sometime up this week with the announcement
Yeah.
of who's going to be in the vintage hop. So be on the lookout for
Yes.
that. Thank you, everybody that's been here with us today, supporting both of our
Thank
channels.
you.
I really, really appreciate it. Have an awesome, spectacular, magnificent week, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.
Bye, guys.